62.
And the Welshman is making a superb recovery in the 11th frame with this beautifully played break of 62. The remaining reds are all badly placed on the cushion, so he has a choice of a very fine kiss into the top pocket or a double into the middle. And it looks as though he's taking the double, so it's this shot to place him in a really strong position, especially if he can screw the cue ball to bring the other red out. This really is a tense moment. Just look at that. Oh, what a shame.
And just look at that as well. This is sensational. What will the referee do about this? I doubt if there's anything in the rules to cover that. I doubt if anything could cover that. Well, it's happened at Lord's, it's happened at Twickenham. I was afraid it was never going to happen here. Well, 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 we certainly weren't expecting that sort of double. This certainly won't do the players concentrating any good. My goodness, you don't see anything like this on pot black, unless you count down on Weeks' bald head. Gosh, I wouldn't mind bouncing off her cushion. This is what snooker needs. This is the sort of break we needed in snooker. This is the stuff.
Good evening, I'm from the BBC. And I'd like to remind you that our breakfast television starts in February 1983, months ahead of our competitors. So make a date with BBC Breakfast Television at 6:30 every morning.
Hello, and on behalf of good old ITV, I'm pleased to announce we'll now be opening up Breakfast TV in November this year. And we'll be cracking off at 6 o'clock every morning. Stay with us.
The BBC has just decided that because of the really large number of exciting goodies we have in store, our breakfast television will now be starting at 5 a.m. Heidi hi.
Hi TV back here. We just scooped the world rights to serialise on Breakfast TV, that great movie classic starring Linda Lovelace, Fanny by gaslight, moonlight, torchlight, candlelight, and broad daylight. It's exciting, it's ecstatic, it's exclusive on ITV Breakfast Television at 4 every morning.
You've got to see it to believe it. So tune into BBC Breakfast Television at 3 a.m. for our daily repeat in slow motion of all the really dirty bits from the Borgias. The chronicle of clandestine cardinal capers in the cloisters. It's rude, it's bawdy, it's erotic, and it's on BBC Breakfast each morning at 3.
You've seen news at 1, news at 5:45, you've seen news at 10, but wait till you see the new news at 2 a.m. every morning, read by Selena Scott, floundering naked in the bath of lumpy porridge. Yes, in news at 2, the main points are always exciting.
Only the BBC dare bring it to your screens. Yes, it's here at last, full frontal blankety blank. At last, we reveal why Terry Wogan always looks so smug, exclusively on BBC Breakfast Television at 1:30 in the morning.
They said we couldn't, they said we wouldn't, but ITV have proved them all wrong, and now you can see it only on ITV Breakfast TV starting at 1 in the morning. Yes, it's the Eurovision bonking contest with all the thrills and all the spills.
You must tune into the BBC, the only channel with a breakfast programme starting before midnight the day before. And the programme we'll be bringing you unbelievably to your screens is rude, ribald and rowdy. It's got girls with bare breasts, men with bare bums. There's lashings of nudity, nudity and crudity. It's outrageous, tawdry, tasteless, and that's why we're calling it...
Why don't you come on up to my house? We can talk to the stars about each other's sad and happy stories. But where do we start? I like to hold you in my arms, whisper in your ear, but reflected in your deep brown eyes, the trace of a tear. Look in the table. Open up each other's eyes.
those endings there that usually catches everybody napping. That was 9 Below Zero. You'll be seeing a lot more of them later at the end of the programme. You'll also be seeing the new single from XTC later on. You'll also be seeing a bloke called Ken Edwards. It's the only time I've ever seen it on television. He does this act. I might as well warn those of you on the front rows. It's quite true. He does this act where he puts live brown rats down the front of his trousers. Okay, so I just thought I'd better warn you about that. And meanwhile, just over the other side of the studio, about 3 yards from this ear, through him, just getting back into his trousers.
My goodness. You're a man and a half, you are. That was wonderful. Still, I suppose all the girls tell you that.
Well...
11 times in one... I do like these vasectomy club ties. They're rather cute. I suppose you get them from the clinic.
I wouldn't know, really. I picked mine up at a jumble sale.
That's probably the worst. That's probably the worst bit of casting I've ever done, actually. The very idea of Bob Carolgees, a man and a half, 11 times in one lifetime. Good heavens. We've still got another 10 to go. More subtlety later on, but last week... Am I going to have to put up with this all the way through this item? Last week, in fact 2 weeks ago, because Steve Davis and his lot were mucking about last week, as a competition on her 50th birthday, we asked you to name Elizabeth Taylor's husbands and tell us how many children and stepchildren she'd had through her many marriages. Well, it took a great deal of sorting out, but the rundown, basically, have a little look at this. The rundown is Conrad Hilton Jr. She married him when he was about 5, or when she was about 5, he was 6. No children there. But she had 2, Michael Jr. and Christopher, with Michael Wilding. Then there was Mike Todd, who was tragically killed, and Lisa Todd was Elizabeth's own daughter by that marriage, and Mike Todd Jr., to whom she was stepmother. Then came Eddie Fisher. They had an adopted daughter, Maria Fisher, and she was also stepmother to Carrie and Todd Fisher. Then she married Richard Burton for the first time, and Richard had already got Kate and Jessica Burton. Then she married Richard Burton again, and then finally, or possibly not, in fact almost probably not, she married John Warner Jr. in 1976, and she's stepmother to Mary Warner. And in amongst all the appalling dribble that we got, actually, 3 of you actually managed to get all that completely right. I don't know where you got that information from, presumably same place. What's that got to do with anything? Susan Jones from Bilston, up here in the West Midlands, well done, Sue. Miss C. Kennedy from Battersea, know what I mean, down there, know what I mean? And David Perry from Carlisle, and you'll be getting those rather nice telephones. TVS, for some reason, down there in Southampton and Maidstone, have only just joined us tonight. They're actually only just this minute joined us, so it did occur to us that tonight, although they were late, they might have missed the opening sequence of tonight's programme. Well worth a second peep.
This really is a tense moment. Just look at that. Oh, what a shame.
And just look at that as well. This is sensational. What will the referee do about this? I doubt if there's anything in the rules to cover that. I doubt if anything could cover that. Well, it's happened at Lord's, it's happened at Twickenham. I was afraid it was never going to happen here. Well, we certainly weren't expecting that sort of double. This certainly won't do the players' concentrate any good. My goodness, you don't see...
Well, there you are, TVS. I'm sure that was well worth a second look. Well, in fact, I mean, whether or not it was worth a second look, we enjoyed it here in the studio. So, TVS, why were you late anyway in the first place? Never mind about that. It's the last day of the fishing season tomorrow, and I did have a load of fishermen sort of... I did promise I'd say a quick happy birthday to my regular fishing mate, Terry. Terry's got this very dry sense of humour and a very flat voice that sounds like this all the time. And he arrived at the lake the other morning at the crack of dawn on an absolutely beautiful morning. And as we pushed our little boat out from the landing stage, the first golden rays of the early morning sunshine were glinting on the mirror-like surface of the lake. A heron stood silently fishing on the far bank. A flock of geese flew high above us, the frost glistened on the trees, and Terry looked up at the sky with a happy grin on his face and said, "Nice one, God." So, happy birthday, Terry. Meanwhile, in a distant barber shop, just behind that camera over there.
Good evening, sir.
Evening.
Now then, I suppose you'd be wanting a nice shave, would you?
No, just a haircut, please.
Right. Well, do you want it washing?
Good Lord, no. I shampooed it this morning. Washing.
Right. Where do you normally have the parting?
At the left-hand side, but could you do the fringe first, please?
The fringe, right.
Please. I suppose that was just a practice run, was it?
I beg your pardon?
Well, you never went anywhere near me hair, you know.
Well, it was just a practice run. Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Sorry? Sorry, it's too late to be sorry. It's not what you've done.
Well, I can cut the rest of it to match.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh,
I'm very sorry.
Get the manager.
Well, I'm ever so sorry.
Fetch the manager.
Mr. Bishop.
Mr. Bishop.
Mr. Bishop.
Mr.
Mr.
Bishop.
Bishop.
Mr. Bishop. What seems to be the trouble? Your employee has just done this.
What exactly did
He's cut 2 inches off my fringe. Look. Oh.
You're bald, sir.
It's going to take months to grow back again.
You're completely bald.
How can I go out and show my face in public, sir?
You're bald as a badger, as a ping pong ball, not a hair on the head, sir.
Bald?
Bald.
Who are you calling bald?
You, sir.
How dare you call a woman of my age bald? Are you always abusive as this to customers who are pregnant? I'm not staying here to be insulted. You wouldn't treat me like this if I was white. Japanese bastard!
Hello, Susan.
Oh, Stan, nice to see you.
Not long to go then, eh?
I hope not. I've been waiting long enough. It's 10 days overdue.
Are you looking forward to it?
Oh, yes, it'll be lovely when it comes. I don't think I'll believe it.
How long do you think it'll take?
Well, it took 10 hours the first time, but I think it'll be quicker this time. That's what they say.
You can't always believe what they tell you, can you?
I know.
Has it got a name yet?
Yes, it's the 12:15 from Paddington's.
Hello. What are you up to this evening? Watching television? I thought so. There's probably a lot you don't like about television. The endless repeats, the mindless violence. We do our best, but times are hard. We receive millions of pounds of your money, but frankly, it's not enough. Now, I'd like you to look out of your window into the street and see if you notice anything unusual. Go on. Go to the window. Look, I can sit here as long as you like. Well, we'll just wait for those who've got further to go. Now, did you see anything unusual? Strange vehicles? Men in flak suits carrying semi-automatic weapons? Yes? Well, they'll be coming through your door in the next few minutes. Helpful boys, specially trained to pull down aerials, kicking TV screens and mangle limbs, which frankly isn't going to improve your TV watching, is it? You want a tip? Have 50 quid in news notes handy. Produce them when the knock comes, and you can go on watching television all night, unmolested. Do me a favour. Pay your TV licence fee. And keep violence out of the living room and on television, where it belongs. Good night.
President Reagan? Yes, this is Algernon Winston, Washington, Lincoln, Roosevelt, Nixon, Carter, Champion the Wonder Horse, Razzmatazz here. Hello there, Ronnie, me good friend. How are you doing? Oh, that's really great. By the way, Ronnie, I'm a real fan of yours. Yes, and I'm really impressed by that great new concept of yours, embalming before death. It's a great idea getting Barbara Cartland to do the commercials, too. What's that? Yes, I know you're popping over here to see us. You're staying with the Queen. Oh, she's really great. You know, Ronnie, we're really patriotic in my family. We even stand to attention to eat brown Windsor soup. What? Listen, Ronnie, me good friend, if you're staying at that castle, I hope you're a heavy sleeper. Well, when I stayed there, I couldn't get a wink of sleep all night. What with the clatter of those damned horses hooves on the marble floors, Prince Philip whooping every time he scored a goal and swearing every time he missed, and that Prince Andrew doing all that head-banging stuff to Motorhead, and his mother screaming at him, "If you dent that crown, don't expect me to buy you another one!" What? You're speaking in the House of Lords? Well, I can tell you, you're really going to be knocked out by the atmosphere in there. Well, it's a sort of mixture between gin, Friars Balsam, and Fiery Jack, with just a suggestion of bedpans. What? What are they like in the Commons? Well, I can tell you that as well. If they like what you say, they go. But if they don't like what you say, they go. What, you'd like to bring Nancy over here with you? Well, I'm not too sure about that. We've already got a whole bunch of Nancys over here. We call them the SDP. Hang on a minute, Ronnie. Hang on. There's somebody on the other line. Hello? Who? Mr. Brezhnev? Well, hello there, lady, me good friend. How you doing? I'm just talking to an old drinking buddy of yours, Ronnie Reagan, on the other line. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Get back. You don't frighten me with the nuclear violence. Hang on a minute. Hello, Ronnie. You'll never guess who's on the other line. It's your old chum, Lenny Brezhnev. Well, this is really great. I tell you what, I'll leave you two to have a really good chinwag, and I'll get back to the program. Hang on. Well, there you are. Algernon Razzmatazz, master diplomat, strikes again.
Save us from the ball and chain. Save us from the ball and chain. Save us from the ball and chain. Oh yeah, the diggers at the tower and cranes. Save us from the ball and chain. Save us from the ball and chain. Save
Yes. Well, Mr. Botham, we can offer you £20,000 if you'll sign up for the tour.
I don't think you understand. It's not about money. I couldn't betray so many of my friends, my family, people particularly like Vivian here.
Well, look, the sponsors did say we could push it up to 30,000.
In the end, it's not about the money. There's no way I want to play my cricket in a country like that.
Well, I could go back and try for another 10.
You don't seem to understand. You keep on about the money. Vivian here is my kid's godfather.
Well, look, Ian, I'll be honest with you. They did say I could go up to 50,000. That's big money, eh? Now, your next answer will be the one I take. If you say no, that'll be it. 50,000. What do you say?
It'll have to be no. I'd be betraying too many people. I'd be betraying Viv. I couldn't face Viv ever again.
Well, as long as you're certain, Ian. I don't know what to say.
50,000.
What about you, Viv?
Oh, yeah, I'm going.
Greetings, nature lovers throughout the country, and I'm here, crouched in this rather uninteresting front garden here in Bromsgrove on a freezing cold March day. Mind you, it could have been worse. It could have been a freezing cold February day, and I have terrible trouble pronouncing February. Never mind. I'm here waiting for a creature that is really quite common in Britain, but invariably migrates after Christmas for a period of around 10 to 12 weeks. Now then, I've been quite lucky today because Mrs. Ruby Robinson, that's her peering out of the window, nosy old crab, she rang me this morning saying that she'd heard the very first stirrings of these creatures. And that's why we brought our cameras here today, hoping for a sighting. And have a listen to this. Hang on, I think we hear something. Yes, grapple me grape nuts. There they are. Now, shh, we mustn't frighten the little perishers away. Note the slow, deliberate pace as they stretch their reluctant legs, the protrusions round the stomach and the red eyes. This is the result of hiding crouched away in various corners of the corporation yard, drinking tea and playing three-card brag. And note, too, how the crafty little creatures leave the heavy receptacle till last. And then move rather daringly to the window. They really are friendly little rascals. And look, this is really quite exciting. In all my years of botanical rummaging, this is a first. The little rascal is actually asking for a reward. And Mrs. Robinson is quite rightly refusing. She readily realises that it would stop the lazy little creatures foraging for themselves and in no time at all become totally extinct. But look, that proves he has some primitive form of brain. He's responded to her signal, and now he's off. And notice how the clever little creature leaves a trail right down the path, thus ensuring he can find his way back. Well, I wonder whether we'll get another glimpse of them or not. They could be resting for hours after that little burst of energy. No, here they come now, bringing back the receptacle. His primitive instinct telling him exactly where to put it.
As you can probably imagine, we had a great deal of trouble persuading anybody to actually lend us their house to film that particular item. We did find, in the end, a very nice little old lady, and I'm very, very thankful to her, my darling. Thanks very much for all your help. There's a nice little house in Harbour where she lives. She's 81. I thought it was very, very kind of her to lend us. But it's the sort of thing, obviously, you've got to set up very, very, very carefully. It's the sort of thing you can obviously do only one take. You've got to prepare everything and get it absolutely right first time. Or at least that's what we thought.
Here they come now, bringing back the receptacle. His primitive instinct telling him exactly where to put it.
You wouldn't believe with a great big metal bin you could actually fail completely.
He's hopeless.
Very, very thin,
absolute
very cheap glass
fairy.
window. Anyway, that was quite a pathetic display, really. Now then, have a little quick look at this. Now, if we couldn't actually crack that window, we're now about in the next item to meet someone who's cracked just about everything else in his body.
I don't know. You young ones are all the same. Never a thought for anyone else.
especially those who have to pick up the pieces. I don't know why they let you loose on the roads.
But, nurse,
Look,
don't
do you mind not speaking while I'm trying to work? Oh, for goodness sakes, honest, the moment that you pass your test, there you are, flying around the countryside in those fast sports cars like a load of madmen.
But, nurse...
Look, do you mind not speaking? I'm trying to concentrate on my job. Oh, well, there you are, all patched up, ready for your next smash-up.
But,
look,
nurse, you don't
if
seem...
you have to speak, would you mind telling me why on earth you weren't wearing your safety belt?
I was riding a horse. Wah, wah, wah.
Well, there you are. That was a Harry Worth Show reject from the year 1966. But right now it's time for more uncalled-for gratuitous violence with Beat Your Brains Out. Just about finished show business completely. Hang on. As you can see, that's heralded our competition Beat Your Brains Out. And of course, we've got another Bwayne Quacker for you this week.
Quiet, you ruffians.
Shut up.
Not someone, so I get smacking us in the neck with... They all come to school that way. We used to give them the props. Now they bring their own. They sort of been...
Remember the Force, Luke.
Machine guns and things.
Luke, remember the Force.
That one up there, are we? I see. Just... Now we're on that one.
The Force will help you.
That one, right.
Remember the Force.
This week's competition, Postcards Only Business Week, as always. This week's competition, we're going to show you a clip of film. We're going to show you a clip of film featuring the...
Hi, how you doing?
Featuring
Thank you very much. Hey, you don't kid me, kid.
Film featuring the tallest man in the world and the shortest woman. And what we want to have a little look at this piece of film. We want to know what exactly do you think that the shortest woman in the world is saying to the tallest man in the world? I think we've tried out all our new cameras this evening.
Well, there you are. Fantastic. We want to know how tall he is, how short she is, and what she was saying to him as he lifted her up, all right?
Take it like play school.
Yes.
Actually, with our audience, you're probably not
Probably
bad.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to know how tall he is, how short she is, what she was saying to him as he lifted her up, and we've got some phantasmagorical
We've got an
prizes.
amazing mixed bunch this week. I must show you these that they've been sent in. They're actually they're featured on a new film called Neighbours, featuring the very, very late John Belushi, but they're actually edible underpants. Nice, a nice sort of tasteful thing. These are cherry. Yeah, try those.
Have a bite of those. Look at that. See, he's used to it, look.
All right.
Go on, get stuck into that. It's a quacker.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
It's always a mistake to involve the outside public, isn't it?
We've also got this fantastic basket of fruit. Can you see that, camera?
So these are good, these, actually. They're all sort of nice, fluffy fruits in these. They're rather nice.
And we've also got two
Somewhere
albums.
amongst all this. Oh, that's right.
We got McLean and McLean. I hope you saw those. Singing about Dolly Parton's greatest appendage. And also we got an album by Simon and Garfunkel, live in Central Park. It's a biggie.
So that's right. So those are the prizes. The competition again. The tallest man in the world. How tall was he actually? That geezer. What you saw. And also the shortest woman in the world. How short was she? And what was she saying to him? And now something very, very, very special. A lot of you have been writing in about ever since we started this series, actually.
Yes. You wanted to see much more of that lovely girl who does the address this week. But this week she reveals the lot.
So there it is. Our address, of course, as usual, is OTT, Central House, Birmingham, B1 2JB. And here we go! You keep on writing in tonight. You shall have it. Oh, they are magnificent.
Stay upright. Brilliant. Oh my God, in all my years of broadcasting.
So much larger and firmer and riper than we can ever possibly
first screen. She practically killed the first 3 rows.
As you understand, this meant nothing at all to us, but that did mean a great deal to those of you who keep on requesting that.
We're
So
just not
we've got
into
that
that
out of
sort
the
of
way,
thing,
okay? That particular gratuitous piece of exposure
disgusting,
of
but
that rather attractive black lady's flesh. We've got that out of the way. We can get on now with the satire. We can bring down Macmillan.
We can do all that kind of thing with this.
Thanks very much. It's smoky in this pub, isn't it? Well, here's to our first date.
I knew you'd do that.
Do what?
I knew you'd give her some money. Weird, isn't it?
You always give the barmaid money. It's called paying for the drinks.
Oh, yes, but I knew you'd do it before you did it. It's sort of telepathy. It often happens to me.
It's not telepathy, it's just obvious.
No, it's not obvious. No, because, I mean, you could have refused to pay, or you could have forgotten your wallet, or you could have had an epileptic fit.
It's not very likely, though, is it?
There you are! I knew that had happened!
What?
I knew you'd like that cigarette!
Well, of course I did. It's a cigarette. What do you want me to do? Put tomato sauce on it and eat it?
No, but I mean, don't you see how strange it is? I mean, these premonitions that I keep having. I mean, don't you have them sometimes?
Certainly not. Premonitions? What are you talking about? It's silly. It's like me saying to you, you're going to drink that drink. It's ridiculous.
There you are. It's absolutely amazing.
What is?
Because I was just about to drink that drink. I mean, how did you know?
I just bought it, you. It's a drink. That's what it's for. That's why it's in a glass, you dingbat.
Yes, yes, but how did you know? I mean, that's telepathy, don't you see?
It's not telepathy. It's normal behaviour. There's no mumbo-jumbo involved. I suppose now you've got a premonition that I'm going to drink this, haven't you? Well, I'm not. Now what do you say?
I knew you'd do that.
Why, thou swine's head! What meanest thou? Keepest thy distance, thou foul and saucy knave.
How sayest thou? Dost call me a rogue?
Aye, that I do, thou demon with upturned Yorick and downturned Splendor.
Why, thou whoresome, festering scab!
I'll pay thee with vengeance, that I will. Thou art a yellow-livered tosspot.
Hold thy unpleasant wind, ere I ruffle thy grillocks.
I'll see thee first shrined in hog's turd.
Oh, stint thy clap!
Oh, stint
Yes,
mine
stint
clap.
thy clap.
Oh, stint mine clap. That I may, if thou first pisseth thyself off.
Fie and plague take thee, may thy Yorick ne'er more lay with womanly squillet.
Why, thou cretinous piece of dry horse pat. May thy bowel strings burst asunder.
Fie, false and unkind, 'tis monstrous villain. Thou speakest through thy cullions.
Cullions?
Aye, they which dangle
Enough.
below.
Enough, thou Ferkel larrikin.
If I be a Ferkel larrikin, thou art a manking mumble start.
Thou fartingay.
Hogs dongler.
Goat straddler.
Thou brood troopers
Silence, wench.
black, with a ram's throat of winkle gristle.
Your You're making yours up.
Well, so are you. You fancy a drink?
Yeah.
Right.
Can I have a Harvey Wallbanger?
Don't start that again! That's right!
Now, for the first time, even before the disc is unveiled, is their new number, Bits and Pieces.
Hello,
morning,
sir.
morning.
Hello, sir. Just having a bit of trouble here. Just sorting it out. One or two final adjustments with the TV.
Is this the only electrical shop in the village?
Ah, it's a bit of a mess, like, but I think we can provide just about everything you want for the modern home, sir.
Good, good. I need a standard size vibrator, please.
This is an electrical shop, sir.
Yes, it's an electrical vibrator I want.
Won't you stop saying that?
It's for my wife.
Well, I hardly thought it would be for yourselves. Oh, never mind.
Well, don't you stock them?
Certainly not.
Oh, dear me, that's very inconvenient. Perhaps you could suggest where I might, somewhere in the village, find a standard
I think it's extremely unlikely. Perhaps I could get on with serving one or two of the other customers.
Surely the chemists stock vibrators.
No, they do not, sir. Excuse me, madam, can I help you? Perhaps you want to be served, do you?
No. I'm in no particular hurry.
Oh, dear. Well, if I can't find the standard size, I might be able to find a really
Look,
big...
well, I don't know where you've come from. You come over here to a little village like this with your funny, peculiar city ways and your peculiar little kinks. Well, don't bother us.
I know,
we don't want people like... Oh, she'd go away and not come back.
Oh, go then.
Yes, I wish you would. Shove off.
I'll say cheerio then.
Thank you very much, upsetting my locals. Go away. Go on, shove off. And don't come back.
might I suggest that you try the garage? They have them on special offer this week.
Finally wind down and crawl off to wherever it is, our such OTT. Oh, there they are, all shouting at each other. Get
out of the way.
One cameraman getting in the way of the other. We always give away the BPITA award for the silliest looking person in the room. Can we have a little, just a slow look at them tonight? Go on, I mean, everybody at home says, what sort of people actually come in? Let's have a little...
Yeah, let's have a look at all of them.
Cameraman desperately wheeling right now. Let's have a little look at a typical OTT audience. We know which one we think's the silliest, but...
Here he is,
yes,
he stands head and shoulders above the rest.
Yes, he does, but listen, can we just have a little slow look at some of the others? Have a little wander around, if you will.
Let's have a little look.
Just
Fantastic
look
audience, marvellous
the
cross-section
sort of people that come in, a typical cross-section.
Let's have a look at them then.
The youth of tomorrow,
Look at that one there.
future cabinet ministers.
Look at the state of those
teachers,
legs.
lawyers.
There's a few over there, look at that. There's
head shrinkers.
There's a Sid Snot devotee over there, look. Look at the state of that. He's got a face like a bucket of frogs. Oh, my God.
This is the one we chose tonight, looking particularly silly. What's your name? Russell.
Very nice.
Very nice, sensible name.
Easy ones for a pint of Guinness.
Okay, so he's got something else actually did occur to me. One thing that we haven't done tonight, and we always do this normally during the course of the event.
Well, we've been away for such a long time, you forget these things.
Weeks and weeks. The audience have actually stayed very dry tonight. I don't know whether, Helen, you could possibly rectify that.
Go on, sort that out. Well,
that's done that. Now, that's about it really for tonight, or at least that's not quite it. We'd say goodnight to you now at the end of a week when an official report this week revealed that, apparently this is true, that big fat women are best in bed, but they're absolutely useless in the back of a Robin three-wheeler.
And at the end of a week when Sir Geoffrey Howe drank 8 pints of water while presenting his finance bill and went in the records for the biggest budget league of all time.
But I'd say that is just about it. It's the end of a week when you must be at home, and in fact here in the studio, you must be very puzzled why we're all up here on this balcony, tucked away from everybody else in the audience. In about 30 seconds time, or in fact rather less than 30 seconds time, you'll notice I'm talking very, very slowly to try and spread this item. You'll know exactly why. We leave you now with something that is definitely a first on world television, and almost certainly, in fact absolutely definitely, a world last on television. It's Ken Edwards and his little furry friends.
Hope we took your tetanus shots.